Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to ATN Bangla. This is Shafi Akbi with the news. First is the headlines. The nation mourns tomorrow those killed in Kathmandu air crash on Monday last. Prayers to be offered at all religious institutions on Friday. Bodies of the victims to be brought home after forensic examination in Nepal, says US Bangla authority. Delay in identifying bodies alleged. The Appellate Division stays till next Sunday the High Court order that granted bail to Khaleda Zia in Zia Orphanage Trust graft case. And EC finalizes the draft of delimitation of 38 parliamentary seats in 16 districts for the next national election. Now on to the details. The bereaved nation would pay their respects to those killed in the Kathmandu air crash on Monday last. Declaring this, the government said one day's mourning would be observed across the country tomorrow. The national flag will fly at half-mast. Special prayers will be offered in all mosques, temples and pagodas on Friday. The decisions were taken at an emergency meeting chaired by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at her office. The meeting also decided to send two separate teams to Nepal to provide medical treatment and assistance to the injured. Collection of DNA samples is now underway to identify the deceased. The Prime Minister directed to intensify air safety to prevent air crashes. She also prayed for the salvation of the departed souls and sought quick recovery of those injured. The Chief Executive Officer of US Bangla, Imran Afif, has expressed the hope that forensic examination of the deceased would be completed in the next 2 days. Talking to newsmen at Tribhuvan University Teaching Hospital in Nepal, he said the bodies would be handed over to their relatives after being brought back home from Kathmandu immediately after completion of post-mortem. Meanwhile, the US Bangla authority has expressed apprehension that the return of bodies could be delayed owing to slow pace in identifying victims and related formalities by the Nepalese government. The US Bangla Airlines public relations officer said the DNA test necessary for identification may be carried out in some other country due to absence of modern technology in Nepal. On the other hand, the bereaved families befallen with grief are eagerly waiting to get back the bodies and those injured in the tragic plane crash in Nepal. They have been crowding at the US Bangla office at Baridhara in the capital to know the latest position. The analysts are of the view that the recent disaster of US Bangla aircraft in Kathmandu has created a major setback for the domestic airlines to operate on international routes. They opine that government assistance and monitoring must be enhanced in this sector. Besides finding out the real cause of the accident, they have to make the aviation industry in the international arena more profitable. After remaining suspended for 14 months, Biman Bangladesh Airlines has resumed its Dhaka-London direct cargo flight with a consignment of 14,965 kilograms of cargo. The London-bound aircraft left Hazrat Shahjahan International Airport this morning. The ban on direct cargo flights from Dhaka to London was imposed on the 8th of March in 2016, which was subsequently lifted on the 18th of February this year. The Appellate Division has stayed till next Sunday the High Court order that granted bail to BNP Chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia in Zia Orphanage Trust graft case. A 4-member bench of the Appellate Division of the Supreme Court, led by Chief Justice Soyed Mahmood Hossain, passed the stay order following 2 separate petitions filed by the ACC and government seeking the stay on the High Court order on Khaleda's bail. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has alleged that the government's desire has been reflected in the Appellate Division verdict staying the bail of Khaleda Zia. Talking to newsmen at party central office, he said the government is hatching conspiracy to keep Begum Zia in jail for a long time to keep her away from politics and election through trickery. The Election Commission has finalized a draft of delimitation of 38 parliamentary seats in 16 districts of the country for the next national election. Briefing newsmen after meeting headed by the Chief Election Commissioner, EC Secretary Helaluddin Ahmed said the final draft of delimitation of the constituencies would be finalized by the 30th of April next. The world-renowned physicist Stephen Hawking is no more. He breathed his last at his home in Cambridge. He was 76. The British scientist was famed for his work with black holes and relativity. He wrote several popular science books, including A Brief History of Time. He was diagnosed with a rare form of motor neuron disease at the age of 22. The illness left him in a wheelchair and largely unable to speak except through a voice synthesizer. And that's in the bulletin. Thank you for being with us. Allah Hafiz.